John.
Hi.
Do you have a moment?
Yes.
Great.
Come on in.
I'm Jeannie, and Paul Nikolai sent me. I teach conflict resolution here at your company, and he said you had a situation that you wanted to talk about. So I'm hoping now is a good time to talk.
Yes, this is a good time.
So, John, could you tell me a little bit about the situation?
As you know, I manage a staff of 5 people.
Okay.
And I'm having a problem with one of them. That's Sarah. Sarah's been with me a long time, and she's a very good worker. The problem arises when I'm out of the office. Sarah assumes my position. I have not appointed her.
She's doing that all on her own?
She's doing it all on her own.
Okay.
Everyone shares in the responsibility of doing the work equally. What happens is Sarah feels that it's not being done up to speed, and so she starts to get bossy and delegate work for the others. And they get resentful. No one wants to be bossed around. So this is where the problem arises.
Yeah.
So I could use some advice on how to approach her on the subject. I talked to her a while ago, and she took offense and was defensive and emotional, and I didn't get my point across. So I'm trying to find a way to broach her on this subject in a way that we won't lose her, and she will keep her morale up and be able to involve her more with the others in the team.
There's a 4-step model called the 4F model that I find works really well having difficult conversations. Are you open to using a model like that with your conversation with Sarah?
Yes.
Great. What I'd like to do, John, is walk through the 4 different steps, and then we'll go back and use each one as it would apply to your conversation with her.
Okay.
So the first step, which you might want to write down, is the foundation valuing step.
Okay.
Foundation valuing step, and that step is appreciating the person sincerely. The purpose is so that it creates buy-in and an opportunity for the person who's delivering the model to acknowledge the positives about that person or what that person does. Okay?
Yes.
So that's step number 1. The second step is the facts. And what you're wanting to do in this step is you're wanting to get agreement on the facts as you see them and as the other person or persons see them.
Okay.
Oftentimes we assume that we all have the same viewpoint of the facts, but people have different perceptions, so you want to make sure that you get agreement. The third step is the feelings
Feelings?
step, or the effect, feelings or effect. And that is, so there are the facts of the situation, what kinds of feelings or result effect does that have on the person?
The feelings and the effects, yes. Okay.
And the fourth and final step is the future. So what would be created in the future that would help this situation?
Cooperation?
What kind of goals? Exactly, that would be an example with Sarah. What kind of goals would you have for the future to have a better outcome?
Yes.
So John, now we're going to take the model and apply it towards your conversation with Sarah.
Okay.
Okay? Let's start with the foundation valuing. This is about appreciating her, so one of the statements you could make would be, I appreciate how responsive you are when I'm out of the office.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
What might be another statement that you could say that would be a sincere appreciation of her?
Your initiative and commitment to the
Team?
team is valued.
Great, that's an excellent one. What might be another?
How about I rely on you?
I rely on you. Good, that'll make her feel valued. Let's
Okay.
move next into step 2, which are the facts. You want to, at this point, ask her some questions so you can agree on the facts as you both see them. So one fact would be, could you tell me a little bit about what happens with the coworkers, with you and the coworkers, when I'm out of the office?
Okay.
So what would be another question that you could ask related to the facts?
What do they do when you ask them to handle requests?
Great question. Another?
And what might you be doing to contribute to the lack of cooperation?
And then moving on from that, you'd go to the third step, which are the feelings. And this is getting at how Sarah feels about things, the effects that it's having on her. Like, oh, for example, how do you feel when the group refuses to help out?
Okay. Can you imagine how they might be feeling?
Mm-hmm. Good. You might say something like frustrated, irritated. Good. Is there a third one you could think of?
Oh, yes. How do you feel when somebody who isn't your boss tells you what to do?
So she could relate to the people that are being bossed around by her.
Yes.
Good, excellent. And then the final step, which is the future. So you're wanting to ask about what steps could we take to promote more cooperation in the group, for example. What's another question that you could ask about goal orientation or the future?
How about what changes could be made so this issue doesn't reoccur?
Excellent, excellent. Anything else?
Oh, let's say, what could you do to promote more cooperation in the group?
Great, great. So you see how this model can be really helpful for having these kinds of conversations? So again, the 4 steps are, number 1, the foundation valuing statement.
Yes.
The second step is the facts. The third step are the feelings or the effect.
The effect, yes.
And the 4th step is the future.
The future.
Do you think this model will be helpful for you with your conversation with Sarah, John?
I think so.
Good. Well, I want to give you my card, and feel free to call me at any point in time if you want to talk a little more. I'd love to hear how your conversation goes and do a debrief with you.
I thank you very much.
Thank you.